Yeah, hello. Good to be back here again, and so happy to be in the month of April. So today is the 2nd of April when I'm recording this video, and today we're going to be talking about a very important topic: developing thick skin against negative critics. So I want to start by criticism is a normal thing in our life, and is something we should always expect. But there's a negative part of criticism and there's the positive part of criticism. So we should learn to accept criticism. I know it's not easy. Even I myself, sometimes I don't like to accept some criticism, but I've learned over time to accept critics because positive critics help us to know ourselves better and to be the better version of ourselves. And also negative critics sometimes are not good, but they also help us to be the better version of ourselves if we analyze it from a non-sentimental view. So I want to give a short story about myself and how I was able to overcome criticism while growing up. A short story about myself. When I was in high school, I can remember then I'm always criticized about the size of my head, and my classmates always laugh at me. And anytime I'm coming into the class, they always call me all sort of names like head boy, Johnny Bravo. But then because I was younger, I did not like it because I felt I was being body shamed. But over time, I learned to respond back when they call me such names. I try to tell them that my head is big because it has a lot of things that they don't have in their head. So I was able to shut them in that way. So I want to start by criticism is normal and we should learn to accept criticism, because if we don't accept criticism, we will never grow. So what are the steps to take? I'm going to talk about 5 steps to take. By the way, I have a list of things I'm going to talk about here. And I'm going to talk about 5 steps to take when negatively criticized. And criticism is normal. So when negatively criticized, we should not take it personal. We have to take a step back and analyze it and ask, like for instance, if you criticize me, I will ask myself, what did I do wrong? And how can I change it? So you have to always take a step back and analyze it, evaluate the criticism, because sometimes criticism is a healthy thing, but when it's done negatively, it's not nice, and not everyone. We should also understand something, that human beings were not built by logic. We are built by emotions, and emotions run within our bloodstream. So it's a normal thing to fidget when being negatively criticized. But there are lots of ways we can avoid it, and we should not take criticism personally. We should always respond to criticism respectfully, because we don't know ourselves 100%. We are not perfect. So if you feel you are 100% perfect, you always feel judged and you always beat yourself when you are criticized. But you have to always accept all criticism, whether good or bad. Accept it with an open hand and an open mind. So it's also good we learn from criticism, because criticism is a normal thing. When negatively criticized, never take it personally. You have to learn from it, because when you learn from it, you improve and you become better. So before I end this very short conversation about criticism, I'm going to read a rule from this very interesting book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And in chapter 243, we talk about how to keep from worrying about criticism. And one rule that was very amazing, and I want to read it out, talk about when you're negatively criticized, it is often disguised as a compliment. it often means that you have aroused jealousy and envy. Remember that no one ever kicks a dead dog. So we have to learn to accept criticism. And if you love to read, I would suggest this book for you. You have to read it if you love to read. And if you don't love to read, you can learn a good 1 or 2 points from this video and implement it in your life. So as we close this video, I want you to tell me in the comment section below, when and where have you been criticized, and how did you handle the situation? And now that you have learned from my little points, what are you going to start doing differently when you are negatively criticized in the future? So you can see my background is different from my other videos. So I wish everyone the best of April, and I'll be dropping another video in May, and bye for now.